The All Smiling Faces podcast is now sponsored by Tyre Spot, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hi everybody, welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast on the GallowgateShots YouTube channel. Lucky for you, I don't think the audio kicked in time for Bestie there.
I don't think so.
I think we just
hope not. Really gets me.
If you know what it is,
if it did, it's been a pleasant few years.
Immortalized on the internet. Do you know what it is? You don't want to know what we were talking about.
Wow.
I am your host once again, Chris, joined by Bestie. Mark is back from Turkey as well, and we have Matthew for third week in a row, mate.
Is it the third?
It's the third week.
I've covered the holidays of
all three,
you,
yeah.
Decker, and you.
Is it not longer than that?
Super sub.
Third week.
I'm like the fifth Beatle.
Yeah, kind of like, when Tonali got suspended and Sean Longstaff played all season. You're our Sean Longstaff.
But don't say that because I'm going to get all loads of hate in the comments now.
Oh, yeah, the preseason as well.
Just slag you off as soon as your back's turned.
Yeah. I sort of tears in my eyes.
But yeah, nice to have you back, Mark. How was your holiday? Lovely.
It's lovely. Yes, very nice. Any good colour?
Looking resplendent.
Yeah,
I've
been painting the fence this afternoon.
You painted yourself as well, Ron Seal.
It's one of them spray things, very messy. No, it was very nice, thank you.
Bronze,
Very hot,
mate.
very hot.
So the crucial question, which was in our WhatsApp group today, which I'm sure people that have been listening over the last few weeks, just before you went on holiday, it'll be...
Is it about Katie Price?
No, it's not about Katie Price. People will be eager to hear.
People will be logging off as soon as they see what you're talking about. Their mind.
Did you get Bestie his rainbow shirt?
Unfortunately not. No. You know, it's so popular that it's sold out everywhere. But we're downstairs in the car park. I got out the car and Mark got out of his. He had to go back to the car for a second. I thought, he's got to. No, he doesn't. No, I did. I did look in the places that I know did have it earlier on this in the year. Yeah. Unfortunately, sold out. It's that popular.
Another crucial question: did you see any sort of posters or
marketing
or displays of marketing of your favourite ex-Newcastle United player, Alan St. Maximin?
No, but I did have the misfortune of having to watch 2 games that he featured in while I was there. And he's still shit.
Were there Champions League qualifiers?
You had the misfortune of Champions League qualifier. You had to watch 2 games he was in. Because it was on the screen in the bars that I was in. You could have read a book. You could have had a kip.
It's from Gateshead, man.
I don't often. You could have gone on an EDL march. They don't have them in Turkey. Well, that's popular. I probably wouldn't have been very popular on it either, given the facial colouring at the moment. You've got the same haircut as most of them. You're not far behind. I'm not either. It's going to work.
Moving on. Bestie, I'm going to come to you straight away, mate. Because you attended a Sela Weekend. One day of Sela Weekend.
I did.
How was your experience?
My experience, Chris, was positive. I had a lovely old time. Fortunately, because things weren't happening up I got the train with my youth, with my eldest boy. But we got off at Haymarket Market, and Barry doing his that. It was cracking. We kind of walked past the stack, which was bouncing. And there was a queue to get into it after we left. That was kind of going around the side of it. And it was only 25,000, 30,000 people at the game. So I'm thinking, full time of like next Saturday, Southampton at home, that's just going to be impossible. You're going to have to leave the game at like 75 minutes just to get a pint in there. Like, so good news for the other hostelries in the locale, because it means that they're not going to lose so much business. But it's great. I spent all game because I had me bearing with us. And
where were you sat?
I was in the 1892 bar, 1892, the Platinum Club bit, up the east side. But yeah. Oh, important question. Yes, please. Did you try the famous salt and pepper chicken chips and curry sauce that I've seen all over social media? I brought a packed lunch.
Yeah. Did you bring it back?
I did, but I didn't eat anything because it was for the Ben. So he had a cheese sandwich.
So you didn't bring a packed lunch, you just brought the Ben's lunch?
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, no, Amy made me a sandwich, but I'm really self-conscious about eating in public because I'm really fat. And people go, oh, there he is. So I don't tend to eat in public.
Behind in the dark.
But I go berserk when I'm at home.
In the dark.
I'm like Pac-Man at home.
He's like you hiding burgers in his pocket.
Yeah, you know, like when you get like people who got problems of like high drinking assistant, I do that, but with like Rustler's burgers and kebab meat.
Uncooked
I
one.
don't
Uncooked.
uncooked
still
and soaking
sealed in
wet
the
and it just falls to pieces. Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, it's a bit of a thing. But so it was lush though. Like Alfie, I mean, eldest was there with his best mate from school, and his dad, and William, his mate, his dad's like he had an original 1978 Buckner shirt on. Ooh. Which was like, I'm like, I like this lad, yeah. He's a good egg, and he does the ground track and stuff on his phone and all that. He's just he's a like nerd like me, basically. So I hit it off, did really well. But it was lush. And when I wasn't trying to get Alfie to calm down or like giving him his Nintendo Switch, so when he was getting a bit bored, I just sat and stared at the Newcastle United on the roof because it's been fixed, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, the
New letter
on the east
Yeah,
end.
the letter, and I don't get to see it because I'll sit under that. I'll stand under that in the Gallowgate corner, Strawberry corner. So I'll not see it again all season. But it was such a novelty being able to see the scoreboard. In the video screen, because when they scored, like I was there for the last game as well, which was cracking. Like Body scored a proper top corner, I love you move inside, put over the keeper's head, and straight away I'm like, I can see the replay straight away. It's brilliant. This
Wasn't there talk about us getting a second one of them? When it was like when the Rugby World Cup was going to be there, they were like, "Oh, we're going to have to get another one so everyone in the ground can see the
he would struggle because
decisions." I thought they were going to be on the side of the Millburn.
still me to see it.
That's a daft thing, is you
No,
still
it's
wouldn't
hard
see it
to
in the
get back,
Gallowgate.
I'm right, and I'll be straight ahead of me, and then the other one's obscure to hell.
Point taken.
If they do end up extending the Gallowgate, which I suspect they may do, that might be a case there to put it something up there, maybe. But it was great. The ground looked good. Everyone was happy. There was loads of new kits knocking about. So if
more black and white or the white and green?
More black and white, but it was a good
really?
one, but yeah, but I saw a few with the red and blue as well. Some of them clearly snides.
Well, all of them snides.
Well, not because if there's been someone in New York,
I
there's
suppose,
a chance that someone might have gone over there and
Slim.
no, not at all. But I saw one that was definitely a snide because it had the collar, Sims, the home shirt. Whereas we know that's kind of all that big white for everything. But it looked good. It looked smart and all that. The players are good in the new kit. The lasses had their number, and the lads had theirs. And
the lasses playing this as well.
Black and
no,
white.
they were black and white.
They
were black and white. But like they got Demi Soaks for Newcastle. That's class. He was from Shields. But the Bain loved it. He got to see a penalty shootout that were won.
I don't believe it. Come off it. I don't believe
and then
it.
also
That's from the past.
And then he got to see them the 2 trophies at full time, so he's buzzing. He came home, kicked the football around, and screamed his head off. And I said, "Mate, it's like 10 o'clock. You got to go to bed." He was
That's past that though, isn't it?
Well, he probably got it. Like I've got photos, and he's like, he was on my shoulders at the end, watching them get the trophy and that, like, and he's like screaming at them and stuff like that. There was 2 blokes sitting behind me. I didn't get their name. Sorry, lads. I'm not that will watch. I won't know who we are. But
you were just saying last week you were famous.
I am, but not that famous.
He did invent podcast.
I'm not true faith famous. And they were doing like two and black white army. And Alfie went like give him a proper stare. And I said, "No, that's okay. That's what I do with the football." And then the lad said, by the end of it, we were singing. Sure enough, by the end of it, he hates Sunderland. He's 2 and black and white army. He's on my shoulders, giving it 6 now, fists up and all. I was like, "Yeah, I've got him. He's one of us now."
As long as he doesn't sing "Stand Up If You Love the Tune."
He's probably going to stand up if he ends up next to me. I like that one.
Yeah,
in fact, he did because we did stand up.
I'm grumpy. I'm a grumpy guy. There's nothing wrong with it, though, is there? There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just like, I'm just dead nervous at the match. So I'm used to like just sitting down and just being in my own little bubble.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah.
See, we stand up all day,
Yeah,
match anyway. So
yeah.
But like
I
now,
like
up anyway.
I like standing up because I love the tune.
Yeah.
I always like
if I'm already stood up as well, if it's an away game or something, I know they don't recently at away games, but like if I'm stood up, or when I used to stand in the corner, the Lee's corner before we got moved, like fair, but just sitting down, I'm just like, I don't understand.
I love standing up.
I get peer pressured into it.
I love standing up at the game.
Yeah.
Just I don't like not when people tell us.
You don't like being instructed to stand up in a game. I like the opposite to sit down.
Yeah.
You don't think you're kind of
I want to sit down. I still love the tune.
I think that's unquestionable. That's correct, Chris. I think I really do love the tune, yes. But overall, to get back to your original question, because I feel as though I've waffled a little bit here.
It's not like you, mate.
No, it's very, very unlike me. I had a very nice time indeed. The team looked good. Asula's absolutely massive and rapid.
Tell me about the goal he scored. Because I didn't get to see it because I was at a lovely wedding in Corbridge.
It was a ball over the top. Was this loud, you know?
I know it was, but I heard it was like really tight and should have probably stood. Maybe. Eddie Howe thought so. Anyway.
I think it's offside. Like,
I'll shut up then.
It's hard to tell. It might be
close.
It's like an easy Liverpool type of offside where it's less than a boot's length difference. I'd say. But he lashed on with a good ball over the top. Lashed on well. Took a nice touch. Opened his body up and put it in the bottom corner. Very much like a good striker. You know, everyone's made a big thing about he hasn't scored any goals for Sheffield United and all that carry on. He took it well. He looked all right, but he looks quick. I think there's probably work to be done, but I think Eddie Howe's the right kind of bloke to get a lot out of him. So
similar like Gordon scored a couple of goals like that last season, where he'd one-on-one the keeper and he just puts it around him.
I've got it in me that Kieran Dyer used to do that quite a bit. Maybe he didn't. Maybe I'm conflating. I remember he scored one against Tottenham where he just kind of passed it in the bottom corner. Lovely in the FA Cup at the Gallowgate, I think it was.
It was a lovely finish, that though. It really was.
Yeah, it was. He did well. Harvey Barnes took his really well. I thought it was lost cause, the ball over the top. I thought it was too heavy, and he come back, stepping inside, and put it in the bottom corner. Real nice.
Obviously, never watched Harvey Barnes play before, though.
No, first time.
It was like, I don't think he's out on his right foot.
It's Harvey Barnes, which is stock and trade, isn't it? Really, he's very good.
That's the thing. Just being about Harvey Barnes, because I've seen a few fans online saying that he's not really. I don't want to say reliable, but he's not going to be the answer if Gordon gets shifted over the right-hand side and Barnes on the left-hand side. But Mark, the times at which we've seen Barnes play, he creates his own chances nearly every single time.
Yeah, I think that opinion's probably based on the fact that he's had limited starts, and a lot of the times where he has came on, it's been as a sub. And to be fair to him, when he's came on in that role, he's had a big impact. He scored a lot of goals coming on. And I think people probably weigh that against him because they expect him to do it all of the time.
Yeah.
So when he's playing 90 minutes, there's more pressure on him to do that because you think, oh, well, he comes on for 10, 15 minutes, he scores 2-3 goals, which we've seen him do. But obviously it's a lot different doing it in that short burst of time against the team that's tired versus coming on and playing a full game. But he's definitely got all of the attributes to be able to step up and come in there and play. I think it just means that we're going to use that word. He's just got to adapt to, playing a full game, getting into the game, not being that impact sub of just having to bomb on all of the time and do more.
I think if you add to that as well, the fact that he's not like a proper direct runner / dribbler. Even Anthony Gordon's just direct pace, really makes his fullback shit himself.
Explosive.
But whereas Harvey Barnes, I think it's a lot about what's in his head and the little short passes he does to create his own space, makes a run,
exactly.
exchanges passes with either the centre forward or his fullback, and then next thing you know, he's on his right foot. So he's playing something, or he's getting a cross in. So I think people think he doesn't have that much of an effect on the game because he's not all razzle dazzle.
Yeah, he's not.
But I think he's a really clever footballer. And he's got a good technique.
His movement's excellent.
He's not slow by any means.
No, not far from it. He's got the give and go anyway. Give the ball. He's away from his fullback. Whereas we're used to Gordon, who would run at someone, take it around either side. And St. Maximin, to bring him up, he was the same way. He was like, he'd get the ball and he'd just run it at fullback. Where Barnes hasn't got that. Like Matty says, he's a bit more clever. Not a bit more clever. He's different in that he'll give the ball and then he's away. He's gone. And whilst the defender's looking to see where the ball's gone, he's around the other side and he's making chances. He scored the two against West Ham, I think, of last season. There was another one against Villa first game of the season. He got one, didn't he? Yeah. And I think if he can stay fit, because you've got to, again, because we're so used to that Anthony Gordon, St. Maximin type of winger, which ironically we don't really have on the right hand side. Oh, Murphy's getting a bit better, I think. I think Barnes kind of almost flies under the radar a little bit, what he brings, what he contributes. Yeah. But he's a very different type of winger to Anthony Gordon.
You'll be glad to know the first mention of Maxi and Dega is already in the comments.
There he is.
Dega isn't with us tonight. We've had one come back.
He's actually went looking for him.
This is how much they hate each other. Mark left Turkey and Dega's gone.
Couldn't bear to be in the same country as him.
They've got to be a certain distance away from each other throughout the summer. Or the world will implode.
Mark, your teeth look a little bit.
You had your teeth done?
Of course, I haven't had my teeth done.
What do you mean? Of course, you've been a turkey.
No, they look good. You've been brushing them very well. I've got a little bit of a
just exactly the same hygiene routine.
Twice a week. Them garlic burps.
Yeah, take them out, put them in a bit of Fixodent every night. Fixodent, is that even? No, that's the stuff that sticks them in your mouth, isn't it?
That fixes them, yeah.
There's
whatever
the
stuff you put them in.
There's a few people before I told everybody where Decker was. If they were asking if he was coming out for the release of the new kit tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow it gets announced, isn't it?
Yeah, so we'll probably see the video.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it looks like.
Do you reckon
it's going to be such a surprise?
Do you reckon they use the real train?
Don't get started on the train.
That was mad.
Don't get started on the train.
That's an jokey one like that.
People won't have a clue what that's about. But our WhatsApp had a bit of a kick-off about a train.
Yeah, and whether or not it would cost too much to do that for real life.
But yeah.
Well, sounds like I missed out.
I'm going to predict Daryl was involved in this train chat.
Daryl took a bit of a backseat, to be fair. He just dropped in
carriage seat. It was lame. It
was me and Scott like having a bicker about
Scott went off the rails, didn't he?
Hey.
Right.
We've given that kind of platform, though.
Oh, piss off. Full steam ahead.
Put the brakes on that stuff, man.
Hurry
Come
up
on.
before we lose our train of
Yeah.
thought.
Oh, should we switch to something else?
You're getting carriaged away now.
Oh, God.
No, you killed it there, Mark.
Too much.
You always kill it. I forgot what I was going to say next. I've got carried
Lost
away.
your train of thought.
I did.
You did? I'm going to say it again because it was so funny.
Very good, that man.
Let's talk about the kit.
Yes.
Are you excited to see the video? How well the club delivered? Well,
If
club
I get
and
to
Adidas
see
delivered the
David
first.
Ginola in a modern Newcastle top, I don't know if it's definitely going to be the case, but we think it is.
Well,
And then
look at what
they
the club
released that
have been doing.
picture
Yeah.
of him in the old one.
Some of the new caps are burgundy and red.
Yeah.
Burgundy and blue, beg pardon, like the baseball caps and stuff.
Yeah.
There's little bits that are like signs that, yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but I just if I get to see David Ginola in that top, I'll be very happy. But yeah, it's just nice kit. I think it's mad. I mean, I know that we're living in the age of snide tops from China, and I feel I feel like this run of shirts, this collection of shirts. Say what you want about the black and white one. I think it could have just been simple as you like, and it is to a certain extent, but because it's got those 3 white stripes on it, people were just like, I'm getting it. It's a new era.
Yeah.
And then this one's blew it out
No,
the
it's
water.
a new era.
You are?
That's a new
But but then this one as well, I think, I'm not saying it's going to like massive influx of cash, but I bet you it's going to be like the best selling sort of line of shirts in terms of
All 3 combined, yeah.
people buying them from the club as well.
I'd guess since, I mean, looking back, even the last few Adidas shirts, you had the yellow, the custard cream shirts from our season, the one that we
Yes,
shared.
ours.
And I don't think that was a massive seller. It wasn't very popular.
That a lot of people
I love it personally.
they
but
used that for a stick the beaters with, and
Yeah.
then a lot of people bought that in spite of what people were doing, especially when it started winning a few games. Like, well, I'm going to wear it every
we
game.
won quite a bit that season, if memory serves as well. We won
Yeah.
a few times. But I'm thinking about the Adidas kits of yore. And I can't think of a one that I think will be as well received. I mean, going until like 95, 96, obviously the original ones, then the denim one.
Blue, yellow, green stripe.
Denim.
Blue, yellow, green stripe. What?
Blue.
Yeah.
Orange and green
Orange
stripe.
and green.
97, 98.
I do like that top.
Yeah.
Denim one.
The denim, yeah, that was the season. That was the first 3,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Then the one that this one's based on.
They dipped a bit.
Mine over there. That's
Yeah, it dipped around about like
But
because that was still the time of 2 home shirts, wasn't it?
It was. But I mean, the brown ale shirts, basically, that's what we've just described. All the brown ale shirts, yeah, effectively. After that point, I can't think of like any of the Northern Rock ones that would have.
The
Champions League ones, maybe.
NEL one's a boy.
Yeah.
I don't know how you would.
The broad stripes.
Yeah.
Gold one. That was nice.
Gold.
Clive's one always reminds us.
Oh, 2004. Oh, that was nice.
We've got back on the kits so quickly.
Always do,
Doesn't
man.
take long.
Always do.
But-
Decker's got a comment in, Bestie. Now I'll stick with you. No, it's not about Maxi.
About trains.
It's about kits. Decker, he's always got kits on the brain. He says it's embarrassing to a degree that Adidas stores across the world have it on sale, and the city/club it's meant for have had to wait this long.
It's a funny old thing, isn't it? Because it kind of happened with, I think did it happen with the home shirt as well? The home shirt was when the video got released, like a night early or an hour early, and I saw people on the NUFC Trust Group going, "It's a PR disaster," and it's not. Is it?
It's not.
No, not all.
Like, yeah, like Adam Johnson's a PR disaster.
Whoa.
Yeah. No,
Something
yeah.
along those ways. It's kind of
Yeah.
your public relations aren't going to be too badly affected by a shirt getting announced an hour early.
No, I think absolutely the way that it was leaked. I know obviously the club didn't leak it. Was NUFC Argentina or some
That
stuff
was
like
an
that.
Argentine thing, yeah. It was a funny one.
But like that got me buzzing.
I
Like
blame
it didn't,
Christian
I don't think it was
Becerras.
anything PR disaster at all.
No,
I was
it was
buzzing for
that
mate.
video was class as well.
Yeah, it was great.
But I find it a little bit odd that the one is apparently been in the New York Adidas shop for 3 or 4 weeks now. It's been a good little while. And we've kind of heard rumors that is it something to do with like quality control where they've had to hold them back, or it's I mean, you don't always announce your shirts home away third. You know that there can be a deviation that has been in the past. But we've announced. I remember the silver away kit that we wore Anfield. Adam Johnson.
Yeah, by the way, one's really.
Oh,
Adam Armstrong's
if he
debut.
stays near another time, he pops up. You know, like Beetlejuice. Yeah.
I'd probably rather spend more time with Beetlejuice, to be honest with you, than yes, indeed. In case he's litigious. But it's quite unusual. And as I say, people were wearing it, or our version of it at the game that to what I could tell and like our impression of what it's going to be, well, almost identical to how it's going to look.
You're saying that like you don't know exactly what it's going to look like and how it is.
I don't know what colour the shorts are. We've heard blue, but I don't know. They're going to be. I'll tell you what, I'm a little bit. Remember when Puma did their version of it, it was gold instead of the kind of off-white egret type of colour. I don't love that it's white on top of the kind of tertiary colour. I quite like it being like a creamy colour, like you can see the brown ale logo behind. It's behind Mark's head. That's not
beige.
Mark's kind of current hue reflecting off the brown nail logo there. But it's like that off-white, that E-Crew kind of dirty one.
Yeah.
And I when the Puma did with gold on it, I thought that was quite smart as well. But the white just it pops a bit too much on me. Like, well, there we go. It's a very, very. I still think it's a wonderful set of kits, as Matty said.
I think it'll depend on
20 minutes ago
on what kind of material the badge is as well, because if it's embroidered, that'll pick up a bit of grubbiness quite quickly.
I don't think it is. It looks as if it's like a
looks like similar to the
rubberized.
Yes.
Looks similar. Yeah, it does.
Three lovely shirts.
It is, but to go back to what Decker said, that's a bit of a fuck up though, isn't it? Like the fact that they're not readily available for us to buy.
I don't know how much that is. You know, the shop's just going a bit rogue and putting out, because we know, like, obviously from us having the photos for weeks, that they've been out there and in stores and available, kind of for them to be able to sell for weeks and weeks. They're just being told not to. And going back to, you know, when I was in my younger years and worked for First Sport, like that used to happen. We regularly used to, not Northumberland Street, Metro Centre and Granger Street.
Yeah.
But we used to get the kits in well in advance of the for sale date, but because you had to have them out the back, you had to price them up in that day, putting the little tickets on, security things on the neckline and all that kind of thing under the armpit, hang them all on hangers. So they were always there. So we'd seen them weeks in advance.
Which one were you most excited about when you were doing that? Was it the one on the Cup 5?
I worked there
in 55 when the one that like. I don't tell you what.
I worked there in the
Second World War.
Grandad collar kits days.
During the Industrial Revolution. Also like 95, 96. Oh, yeah, nice. I was in there quite a bit because I remember the one, it was all on Northumberland Street I'll go to. But downstairs I had a lush pair of like cream and Puma Kings with the black, what's it called, the Puma logo. It's like a swoosh, but it's not a swoosh, you know what I mean? It was when Puma. It was when Beatty wore. No, it's not Puma, is it? It's the Puma of the side of the shoe. That starts off wide, then kind of.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yes, that's one on Chris's shoe that everyone can see on camera.
I was just trying to show you. I didn't care about anybody else, but
either had them and Beardsy wore the black and white ones when he was in Newcastle, and they had like these cream. They were like 70 quid, and I thought I'd never. And the leather was that
old money as well.
Very kangaroo leather.
It would have been But
yes,
yes,
he was. I worked in the footwear
lovely
department.
lovely shoes. But the thing. These ones that are apparently on sale in the New York Adidas shop, I've only seen 2 or 3 photos, so they might have been put out, and then they've gone whoops. Put them back in because it's the same photos every time, isn't it?
Yeah.
The one on the mannequin with the black shorts on.
Yeah.
The one going his hanging up, it's got the kind of great. So
you think Roger shoes?
Yes, excuse me. So you think that if it was on sale constantly for the past 3-4 weeks, there'd be like loads of photos of it. There'll be loads of Newcastle fans in New York now, for instance.
Yeah.
Just because that's what that kind of place. New York, everyone goes to New York at some point. So people would be kind of popping in and going,
I think that kit went on sale the day before it went on here, maybe 2 days before. So people were buying it abroad. I think it was in Australia or
I think it was. I mean, they're 12 hours early, aren't they? So that it wasn't out there with that.
Quite possibly.
Maybe. Has anyone thought of that?
You just now.
No, and I'm probably
well done. Well. You've debunked all of the theories.
But yeah, I reckon the New York thing was probably mistakenly put on sale very briefly.
Yeah.
Maybe if it has been pulled back for whatever reason, they've missed a memo or something like that. Because it has been the same 3 photos for weeks, so it's not as if people would be buying it, people would be taking photos of it. So I think that I don't think it's as bad.
There's no way that they would have waited until this last minute to release the away kit in normal circumstances. They would have had it out a bit earlier to maximise on the sales, like literally.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
2 days before the season starts.
I know it's only a very local concern, but could the fact that the club shops only really got capacity to hold one variation of the kit at a time not come into that as well? Because
well, that's another thing.
But you've got your online, your JD Sports.
I know, but the
Adidas Direct.
Yeah, but the club shop's like a hub, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nice to actually go and be there physically, pick the one that you want, take it, and all that carry on.
Try it on.
Well, it's important in this day and age. But like us, me. But there you go to the club shop. I've not been since the 3rd kit got released, but I'm led to believe that it's just the 3rd kit and training gear in there.
I think it was when I got this from the club shop.
Because when it was a home kit, it was just a home kit, obviously. But keep that.
To be fair, I went in before I went on holiday when they just had the home kits and they hardly had anything else in the store.
Because it's not really, it's a decent size for what it is, but it's not really. They're not going to get the full range in this. So could that have elongated the process a little bit where they've kind of go, well, I know they can do it online and all that, but I don't know. I'm just trying to I'm putting 200 together.
It is a shame though that it hasn't been
containers
opened
full
yet,
of
though.
cardboard boxes, though. Full of them.
No, but it's a shame that the club shop, the official club shop, hasn't been finished yet because we're a handful of days away from the season starting, and it doesn't even look anywhere near.
Well, they didn't start it until after they built the new temporary one.
Well, yeah,
I just don't.
That's because you've got to have a retail outlet, haven't you? You've got to have something available because Castle's
No, because it was closed. They closed the shop down before they opened the other one. There was a short period of time, I think maybe 2 weeks at the most, where it was closed.
I think that's right, Mark. I think
I only
got your
walked
wires
across
crossed
the
there,
road
mate.
from us.
I'm pretty sure. Well, that's Decker. Decker, no, he's in there all the bloody time.
Decker's
How about
watching
Decker?
as well. Decker,
Decker.
let us know. Did they shut the official club shop before they opened the little?
They had a closing down sale for about four or 5 weeks before it.
Castle I'm closing down too when it first opened. I feel a bit sorry for Castle the way it was announced. The thing, like when they mistakenly put the documentary on Amazon early. It's a recurring theme, this actually with this thing.
PR disasters.
PR disaster. But I felt a bit sorry for Castle because I thought that kits were talk about quality control and all that, and badges falling off the pro kits. I thought the shirts themselves were really nice.
Yeah,
all 6 of the outfield. The keep my tops are canny as well. I've got a few of the keep my tops from that period. The training kit was alright enough as well. I think Castle was all right, me.
Best of you, or Mark, an apology.
What's that?
Because Decker has said that the club shop did close.
I thought some text had come to light or something like that.
to a certain former glamour model.
Was that when I superimposed his face on Jordan?
But yeah, the club shop was shut completely, and little after the hub opened. I'm calling it the hub. I don't know. I think you call it hub. So I'm calling it hub now.
Was it from 5 o'clock on a Sunday till 9 o'clock on a Monday? Was it shut for that period?
No, about a week apparently.
I didn't realise that. Sorry, Mark. I apologise profusely.
Yeah, about a week.
Please accept.
What I want to talk about now, and if anybody does have any questions, send them our way, and we'll go through as many as possible. Maddie, I'm going to come to you for this one because I know you've been stressing this week.
No, I don't believe it.
Is that
second
right,
time tonight?
You want to tell
everybody? I stress about lots of stuff. My personal life.
So you've been stressing about potential signing of Newcastle United
right
from Crystal Palace.
Right.
You have been stressing a little bit, haven't you?
Well, of course I have, yeah.
Is it Eze?
I just don't like the sounds of it. Not the sounds of the sign. I know we're currently sat and a third bid has gone in tonight, hasn't it?
Yes.
Today.
55 million apparently.
I hope not, because that's nowhere near 65, and I don't want to play this game.
It's closer to 65.
It's rising to 60 though, isn't it? It's 55.
So 55 plus
rising.
So this is what we were sat talking about, and I appreciate. I think I used the word financial gymnastics or something in a previous episode. Like, I know we don't have an abundance of cash to sell, to buy players with, and we need to be clever. But with a player like this, if he's available, I just don't want to see it slip. And we were sat here last Monday, and you were like, "Oh, it's as good as done." And I just hate that because I'm sorry to throw shade at this brilliant podcast. Shade. That's what the kids throw at people.
The glamour models.
No. Move along swiftly. But we were like, "Oh, what Europe were we going to qualify for?" I was texting you going, "Don't put that evil on us, man. Don't put that evil on us."
I go away for a couple of weeks, and this is what happens.
What? Marc Guehi
crazy, and him. He was bloody. It's only a couple of weeks ago since he thought it was going to be the end of the world with the season. If we failed to bloody,
I agree. I still stand by it. I think if we're not competing for European football, we'll feel competed.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's talk about Marc Guehi first, all right? I really, really want to sign for Newcastle, and that's why I care so bloody much.
Why do you think it's not going to happen? Sorry, not that.
Why am I so doubtful
at this point?
It's just because, bidding sagas,
What happens with every transfer?
That's every single player.
Yeah, but how many end well for Newcastle?
It's only because it's been reported.
Yeah, I guess so.
It might have been the case with Tonali, with all the signings that we've made over the past. Harvey Barnes, for instance.
True.
Isaac was on the took months when it first being mentioned. It was happening.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty quick.
No, it was quick when it started, but it was linked for a long time before.
Oh, right, fair enough.
So it could well be that it's just that
we tried to sign him in the past. We weren't able to because we couldn't agree.
Yeah.
But then suddenly they wanted to accept the money, so
it's
they then came back.
Probably a fairly common, I think, part of negotiating for getting a player. Just we as fans heard about it quite early in the process.
Look at Gordon.
Early in the process. Look at Gordon. He's a wonderful man.
But in the documentary, you saw the situation there when they were trying to sign him.
Yeah,
exactly the same situation. Everton are stalling, pushing for more money.
Yeah.
What did Amanda say?
You
again?
hold you.
She's like, I think they're bluffing.
Yeah,
Something
aye.
like, we haven't got air there to drive the negotiations
Aye.
anymore. But like, my concern comes from a place of caring so much. You know, like I just think it would just be a massive signing for us, and I just want things to go well. But I was texting you, wasn't I? There's already like not even reliable outlets being like, Chelsea are after him now, and I'm like, oh. Start it.
Some random Twitter account.
What a Twitter account? I don't even go on Twitter.
Sean Casey or someone like that.
That was a screenshot of a Twitter
It was,
account.
well, it was Football Insider.
Yeah.
Someone had sent me their tweet.
Oh, it's definitely
But-
happening.
But no, just like that made sense to me because, and this is probably why they have their jobs they do. They've just probably thought, oh, we'll chuck that news out there. They'll get loads of clicks, and it makes sense because they've got Shalabau, apparently Palace are covered as a gay replacement. So they're like, oh, well, it makes sense if they do a swap deal with a bit of cash. I just really want it to happen. I'm concerned it might not, but that's just me. That's never going to go.
What's
away.
your thoughts on it, Mark? Because obviously you've been away for the last couple
Yeah,
weeks.
I think I was really impressed with him during the summer. I thought,
Euros, yeah, he did
think
really well.
how he played in that and how he elevated his profile and everything from that month of being in the England squad.
Yeah,
His
it was seen as being a
has
problem
been
position, wasn't
fantastic.
it? Before
Yeah,
the
yeah,
tournament
and
started when Maguire was injured.
well, and that's it. And I mean, even I can see myself. I thought
Even me.
Maguire being missing would be a big issue because I think for England particularly he's very good, but yeah, he came in and he was absolutely fantastic. Probably one of our best players.
I think he
of
was
the
most
tournament.
consistent. He wasn't wonderful in every game, but I thought he played. I thought like Bellingham started off brilliantly against Serbia and just kind of he was moments rather than playing well all the time. I thought. Well, Guehi was. I was surprised by how I thought he played. Very steady indeed. Yeah.
I think even when
Contact came in as well when he was suspended.
when he got himself into, because there was a couple of occasions where he got into a bit of trouble, he was quick enough. He had the position and sense to get back in and remedy the situation quickly. I think he'll be a very, very good signing for us. I do think it's a lot of money, but that comes because of the summer that he's had. The fact that he's English, we know about the English tax.
He's only young, isn't he? 24?
23, 24. I think why I'm a bit confident that it'll get done is the fact that he's only got 2 years left on his contract. So they then run the risk of him, staying another season. Let's say.
Are you confident he leaves Crystal Palace? Or are you confident he signs for Newcastle United?
Now you're talking, Chris.
Two separate
That's
questions.
how you talk about things, man.
I think he'll leave regardless.
That's not
Come
what I
in.
want to hear.
I haven't finished. I think, given that we've shown our cards early, negotiations and everything that we hear, and that this shouldn't be an issue, would give us hope that it goes through and we would do it. There is obviously that niggling doubt until you see the done deal,
And
the
Chelsea
headlines and all of that kind of thing, that somebody might come out of the blue, because he is going to attract more suitors because of the good season he had last season. He played well. The summer that he's had, the fact that they need to cash in on him.
No, I don't think they do.
You don't need to.
Palace, they've just sold.
But I think what Mark's saying is if they let him
from a
go
value
for-
point of view. So if he let's say he stays another season,
Yeah.
you get to this position next year. There's no way on earth anybody's going to pay anywhere near 50-60 million pounds for
I
him.
think if he has a good season, they would definitely get him
He's
a year
got,
early.
he's got a year left on his contract. You
But
can pick him up for free come January on a pre-contract.
Why wait on a pre-contract at the end of the season? So you get him on a pre-contract and January for free. You've still got to wait that full season before you can play for you, before he signs, when his contract expires. I think next summer they would still be in a position that I could get a decent fee from.
I just don't think it'd be that, though.
No.
I just don't think it'd be that.
I
Probably
think,
something like 30, 35.
yeah, I think
Unless he has a
his transfer fee would half this time next year.
really, do you reckon?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just think that's what, like, apparently, like, if you believe what I've been reading anyway, Paul Mitchell that's been the problem. He's been saying, like, he's 165. He's got 2 years left on his deal. Like we're not comfortable paying that, but I think they're still holding out for that, and we're gonna have to try and get close to that.
If we look at
number.
it as a positive, though, Matty, right? So they're
What's one of them?
pricing him at 65 mil, right? We've gone in with the 55 plus add-ons. That's close. When you talk about negotiations, that's pretty close.
When you get above like £50 million, an extra £5 million on top isn't really that huge.
And it is a big jump from our last bid to this one. So like 7 mil or something daft like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think you'll sign. I think we'll get him.
I think
Mr. Best.
I'm pretty. I think he wants to come. Apparently, he's told his people that he wants to be pulling on Eddie's famous black and whites
There's also the video of him where
I'm not
he's
pulling off Benny's famous.
there's a video of him after, I think must be after training or something like that. He's walking away, and somebody says, "Oh, you're staying," and he like
Is he
shrugs his shoulders.
Is he Duolingo owl black and white stripes? he's doing Geordie lessons.
Shrugs his shoulder, doesn't he?
Can I ask
so
a
that-
question?
Yes, of course he can.
So we sign him, right?
Yes.
There's some positivity for you. We've
Mhm.
signed him.
Yep.
Signed. If we bring in a right winger of whatever quality,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, done, dusted.
So you improve right wing, basically.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah.
What we saying? Do you still think there'll be widespread criticism of the transfer window, or would you be happy?
I think that there's always
no
going to
matter
be
what,
there's always going to be criticism,
Yeah.
always, no matter what. I think when we're talking about criticism, you're probably talking about the online presence, because what you see from online is people just pissing and moaning to get interaction. That's just what you're going to get. So we could have signed 5 players to come in your starting 11. People are going to piss and moan because they're going to get interaction from it. I think if we're bringing a starting right winger, which it looks like Miggy might be heading out the door, but we'll touch on that in a bit. I think it's a good transfer window.
I think
a lot of people are talking about that mad work now, and like I originally, when a couple of people texted me in the midweek when they signed Neto, Chelsea that is, and they were saying, "Oh, mad work," and I was just like, "You sort of." I think I used to take that rumor as a bit like, "Oh, it's just 2 and 2, and you're getting 6."
yeah.
But then, like the Chronicle have started putting little inches of the columns and saying like, "Oh, the might go in for him."
How much would he set you back?
Well, apparently it's a loan. Want to get a loan? Get him on loan first.
Like a Lewis Hall loan.
I would.
With an
You would think
obligation,
all of them now. That's one of the best things to use, isn't it? Loans with
You're
prospective
avoiding the-
fees.
It puts you, yeah, it
PSR
puts
stuff.
you
Yeah.
PSR
And
stuff.
I think if we're looking at the players that were brought in, right, goalkeeping situation, that's still up in the air because Dubravka's still there. We don't know what's happening with that.
Played on Saturday as well.
Yeah, he did.
Saturday,
Which I was
Saturday.
shocked at, to be fair.
I wasn't expecting.
John Ruddy played on Friday. Though.
Yeah, that debunked that theory. We'd never pull on a shirt, wouldn't
Did
it?
you see it tonight?
But if we look at the goalkeeping, strange one. Defense, we've brought in Lloyd Kelly as probably cover, really. You're going to argue that.
Versatile cover.
If you bring in Guehi, then starting 11. Okay. Midfield, I think.
Who does he start over?
We had this conversation last week, didn't we?
We'll
He
get back
wasn't
to that.
here, Matty.
We'll
Well,
get back to that. If
How
we look
was
at-
you in spirit?
If we look at centre midfield, I think we're well equipped in centre midfield. Right, you've got like 5 players that can play in there.
Tonali,
you look at-
Willock, Bruno, Longstaff.
I know it's
Yeah.
a
Joe.
saying that gets dredged, but it is legitimately the most like big example of it. Is Tonali is literally like a new signing.
Yeah,
this
of course.
season.
It's-
Oh yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, so
And I think if we
that's
look
a
up top,
positive.
the thing which
Unless
we
his
all
Bet365 account gets leaked in the coming weeks.
what we
Yes.
all
That'll be
were looking
better.
at when it came to striker was a third choice young striker, and that's exactly what we brought in.
See, obviously, you've probably talked about this as well, but I cannot believe what I've seen in the reaction to the fact that
Mad,
we
innit?
signed him.
yeah,
But
Obviously, I was away, so didn't know that it was happening until
Yeah.
he signed, and then people's reaction kicking off. Oh, he's never scored a goal. He's never assisted. Blah blah blah. I'm like, hang on, we've been banging on for the last 2.5 seasons that we need to bring in a third choice striker, and that's exactly what we've done. And
Yeah.
people are up in arms about
Do you
it.
think a bit of that, though, just to throw it back and play devil's advocate, is because the news came out, obviously, a couple of weeks ago that Wilson is injured again. So you might just be going into the season with 2 strikers.
No, but he's not. It's not a.
he's back. He's back for
Bad
the Spurs
injury,
game,
isn't
I
it?
reckon.
But
so.
it's Wilson at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
well, that's the top and bottom, and that's why we needed a third choice
Because I think
striker.
people were expecting to possibly for Wilson to drop down that pecking order, which I didn't think would ever happen because Wilson just wouldn't accept that. I didn't believe. Then a striker to come in as number 2 choice. But I think it's going to be even harder to get a second choice striker than what it would to get a third choice.
I don't think you're going to be. You'd do well to purchase a striker of Premier League quality, proven Premier League quality. This is mine. Who's going to be happy, as you say, Chris, to start after or be further down the pecking order than Isaac. I think Usula relegated at Sheffield United. The stats about he didn't score a goal last season, but he only started 4 or 5 games. There was loads of sub appearances where he's coming on in garbage time at the end of a game. Where there's like 20 minutes left. That's 6-0
I'm
down.
just playing for a bad side.
Yeah, I think so. And what I saw from on Saturday, and it's really hard to make judgments based on like 60 minutes of a preseason friendly or whatever it was that he played. He looks okay. I think he looks quick. He looks strong. He can hit a ball. He took that disallowed albeit goal really well. Give him a chance. He could, and I trust Eddie Howe. I think that I trust the recruitment staff because they haven't really missed since they've been
I don't
here.
think they have, Bessie. Off the top of my head, I don't think they have.
Chris was probably the closest, and even that he did a job. He was part of the team that stayed
His
up. So.
contributions were
Yeah. And I'll say it's going to happen at some point. It's going to be one that doesn't work. Kual, you could maybe argue, but it was one for the future. You know what I mean? Asula for me, I'd rather have Asula on the bench than 2 goalkeepers. I'd rather have.
Well, you might get both.
Might get 3 goalkeepers.
All of them. That's why they're getting so many.
Yeah.
There's going to be one game this season where there's just 7 goalkeepers on the bench.
Outside
It's
the
like
box,
Porto and
thinking,
left backs.
No, it's got to be inside the box, isn't it?
True. Nice.
But we've sat here for the last probably 3 years, I think, in the
Feels
summer,
like it.
talking about left back, centre half, let's say, right winger, and a third choice striker. We could. Well, we've already covered the left back, centre half position in Kelly.
Yeah,
bring that, albeit we've lost, obviously, probably 2 realistically because Dummett's gone and Lascelles is going to be out for the season.
Like Hall's now a permanent sign as
yeah,
well.
so
brought him in, targets in there, but
I mean, Jamal Lewis played on Saturday, but I don't think I'm not expecting him to get much.
Yeah, I think Eddie's comments were very much like we're treating him with respect because he's here and he's contributing to the first team and training and whatever happens. So it sort of seems like he's trying to keep him like match fit for when someone comes in. And
I'm almost certain that I saw him say we'll get my club, get my move.
Yeah.
I might be in between the lanes. There.
The lanes.
What's happened? I'm having a stroke.
It's the train chatter, mate.
I'm trying to think of 2-stroke engine. That's a train, is it? But reading between the lines with Lewis, whole thing, I felt as if it was really heavily implied that he's going to be getting a move somewhere, even if it's just a loan.
I hope not. We've just signed him.
Lewis Hall. Ron Lewis. Too many Lewises.
Too many Lewises. There is a few.
And then there's Callum Lewis in the comments all the time. Is that like Callum Wilson? It's so confused, man. I'm getting old.
Never mind. It's all right.
Jamal.
If we look on the right hand side, Matty, rumors that Almiron is he is linked with a move to FC Charlotte. Is that what's called? Yeah,
America.
Yeah. But
have you not seen it yet?
Their transfer window shuts in 2 days.
Their transfer window closes in 2 days' time. They have their officials in London trying to carve out a deal for Almiron.
They won't have
I'm going to go
money
down
though,
the negative approach as well.
Good lad.
Apparently, they are miles away when it comes to valuations.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced.
It makes sense given that he made his name in America, but I don't see a MLS side paying, especially one like FC Charlotte. No disrespect to them, but not one of the really big dogs, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but like paying even close to an 8-figure sum for a player. Like I just don't see it happening. And we're going to want at least. We've had like mooted fees of like 12-ish million for Miggy, and I'd want that at least. You know, I think
so. Apparently, the club are holding out for 12 mil. Apparently,
really? Is that little as that?
Yeah,
I'm surprised by that. I think Miggy's worth. I don't think. I like Miggy. Obviously, we all know his limitations. He hasn't really got a right foot. He's terribly inconsistent.
30-year-old.
30-year-old, still 12 million.
I think you could get a bit more out of it.
I think our ring is about the right price.
I think closer to 20.
I'd agree with Chris. I think 12. I'd be fine with that. I think, but I within the age that we're living in, I think we should be looking to try and shop them somewhere who's going to pay that rather than.
So we're wanting double digits for him when it comes to millions. And apparently FC Charlotte are going in with single digits. Yeah. So
just a quid.
Not even quid.
I just cannot see that having any legs to it at all. Like, I think to your the fact of. You look at the relationship he's got at Atlanta. Atlanta, he's absolutely adored there. He's got a fantastic relationship with their fans. I think his choice if he was going to go back to America would be to go there.
Was he with Darren Eales there as well?
Yeah.
I'm thinking that. Yeah.
You can't choose the club he wants to go to. You can't choose it.
No, but if he's going to go back to the MLS, which I think he probably want, I think that's the whole issue that we're having with
shocked by the move,
with Saudi. He doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go to Saudi. I think that's quite clear from January and the talk of it this summer. If he can get a move back to America, I think number one preference would be 100% to go there, or as you say, join a glamour club, the likes of Miami or LA, something like that. Yeah. Who've got money to be able to do that.
I know you can't necessarily pick who you want to sign for, but if Charlotte are in for him, he could send his people, such as they are, to Atlanta to say, is there anything we can work out? So he could theoretically engineer a move to a certain degree.
But not with 2 days left.
And I think that's where there's a bit of, what you were getting at there with Palace around the fees and the talking like that. I think a lot of the business that we do, you don't hear about any of it going on.
Oh, no,
it happens. Whereas the likes of the deal with with Palace, every little bit of it's being leaked out. So is that Palace trying to get the information out there to entice more clubs into to up the bid? Is it his agent trying to force more money out of it, force the situation?
Is it us trying to unsettle him?
I don't think it's us, because I mean, obviously we do have a new man that's came in that could be his strategy, but I'm not sure we've seen that in any of the business that we've done until this point. So
let's add another layer onto that as well, with the Chelsea thing. I know it could have just been totally made up by some kid in his bedroom, but like it could have been Chelsea could be just literally going, oh, we might, when really it's not a target for them, because you look at how many centre halves they've got. It's ridiculous.
Bluffing are they?
But I'm saying they get, what is it, 12, 13 million of the sell-on for Guehi. So Palace will probably want to make sure they don't take too much of a chunk away, or at least recuperate as much as they can. And then obviously Chelsea, they're like sat there rubbing their hands together, because they're obviously walking a very weird financial tightrope, because they just keep buying players
and selling teams to themselves, hotels to themselves.
Hotels,
very unusual behavior. That
at
least he didn't get a £40 million COVID loan.
Yeah, that was random, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that was random.
Chelsea did.
Man United.
Right.
That's how they avoided PSR last season, was because of
that club got something like 2 million or something.
Like
that,
everyone else got $1 million, they got 40 million. That's how they didn't get a point deduction. Apparently, it's all above board because they asked for the money and the Premier League said, "I got."
Apparently, went, you can have it.
But something doesn't something doesn't sit right with me about that one, lads.
Listen, how would you look at Almiron's time at the club, Mark?
Fondly.
Oh yeah, very fondly,
Same.
very fondly.
I just don't get the hate that he gets.
I think we can all agree that there are limitations that are abundantly clear in his game, but we all don't want a team that wins. We want a team that tries hard, a team that tries hard.
That's
Are you all right?
I don't know if I am.
Okay, I'll come on.
I had quite a weekend. It
or something.
It was my son's and my father-in-law's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
So I spent all day in the garden drinking in the sun. Drinking in the sun. And
tell you what you're doing right now. You are absolutely ruining all of our AI clips.
I do that. I ruined the whole podcast normally.
Like everything, it'll think of a section. Like, we'll talk about that, and you'll just come in with your slurring speech.
Maybe it's a beer talking much.
Thanks for that, Bestie.
But it's like I say, abundantly clear what his limitations are and all that with Miggy, with regards to Miggy. But we don't want a team that wins. We want a team that tries hard. That's what he is. You never see me runs himself in the ground every game. I wouldn't mind seeing the stats, but I'm sure he'll be up near the top. Since he signed, when he's been fit, of just the work he does. When the season finished fourth, him, Trippier, and Bruno, the little triangles they got going, and that's when he scored all those goals. He scored how many? Was it 7 or 8 in 2 months? Exceptionally fond of Miggy. He always looks like he's happy in his work. He's lush to be around. I like him. If he does leave like this summer, he'll go with the fondest of best regards.
What's mental is right. So I've just sort of took myself back there. A time machine, if you will, Bestie. You know what I mean?
Step back in time.
Yeah. To when we signed him and his first game against Huddersfield, and I was thinking, whoa, he looks like a player, this kid.
Yeah.
And then he got injured, didn't he? And then
if only that goal had gone in.
But he got injured, and then he came back, and it started just weighing on him. He hadn't scored a goal yet. Scored a goal yet. But everyone I seemed to talk to at that time was like, but he's trying. The quality's there. You can see he's just trying his. And when he scored that goal against Palace, like,
what are your memories of that day, Matty?
It was around Christmas time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The Palace game.
What were your memories of that day, Stephen?
That sounds like a very loaded question mark, but I was.
What were you getting up to, Bestie, on this day?
I was on the way to Wrexham to see my sister-in-law.
Did you enjoy his goal?
Retrospectively, I didn't see it at the time. I was in the car. I was following.
What's going on, Mark?
This just backfired massively, that hasn't it?
It's I know what you're getting at, right? Because I missed that because it was one Newcastle game I had missed in years, home games. And I loved Miggy. I absolutely loved him. And I missed his goal. I missed it, and I was devastated.
I
didn't realise best.
I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised.
I was on the outskirts of Penniford, checking my phone for updates, but the Wi-Fi signal.
It was around Christmas time, though, wasn't it?
December, because we were going there for Christmas.
To talk about that goal and the eruption that in that ground, I remember Steve Bruce took off down the touchline for crying out loud.
Like the FIFA video. That.
But like he scored a couple of goals after that, and it was like great. Like, and he embodied what Bestie's just said. It was a dark time as well. We were shite.
We were terrible.
But he was trying. Everyone was like, "Oh, Miggy's probably one of our bright sparks."
Mm-hmm. It was like your Ben scoring a goal.
Yeah, it was Ben.
It felt like that. I was so happy for him.
Fast forward, the takeover happens, and when we stayed up, he scores that again. Absolute weldy against Palace, unbelievable. Goes on the line.
And
whips it in the
Bruno
top
puts
corner.
the ball down.
Oh, amazing.
Beautiful.
But then we get the next season. We'd never thought we were going to have Champions League football, but next thing you know, it's a real possibility. And he's had a massive hand in that happening. I'm not saying he was electric all the way through the season, but like, it's got so many important goals that season.
Yeah.
And then the next season, it was just forgotten about, and people were, well, I appreciate him, but like, he has to go. We're going to get nowhere under it. Like, it's the same people who all of a sudden were Nick Pope's not the keeper to take us forward and all this stuff. And it's like, where have you been? How long do you think is this team being like in a state of flux for? It's a nanosecond in our history, really. And since the takeover, we've progressed. I would even say last season was sort of a progression in the terms of how many injuries we had to be where we were, fighting for still European football.
I totally agree.
Unbelievable.
Agree.
So I just find that the sort of the scapegoatism of people like Miguel Almiron, people like Sean Longstaff, and we've talked about this so we're blue in the face, so it's not a new point. But like, what are we doing? Like, I know you want the club to grow. I do too. I would love a trophy. I would kill for one. Not literally, but you know what I mean. But like, it's not going to happen overnight, and I just find it mental that there's still going to be people when Miggy finally leaves, and I'm sure there'll be a heartfelt tribute to him, and I hope like everyone here, like mostly people share that sentiment. But there will be people like, I'm glad he's gone. He was shite.
Good riddance.
He was shite.
It happens though. When it happened with Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie was unbelievably important in the championship season in the first couple of years back up. And when he left this summer, people were like, I know not Mark, because Mark loves Matt Ritchie. And it was like,
I am very pleased that he got his
people
return.
People having the go at the loving for him.
Yeah. I'm glad he got to go up. It was like, Matt Ritchie, look what Matt Ritchie's on the bloody bench, 3 beds, and Matt Ritchie do goalkeepers on the bench. So, Matt Ritchie's been a good player for him.
Yeah.
Let's say Mickey got the goal against PSG, the first goal, the 4-1 against PSG. It took it really well as well. Didn't take a touch back straight in the bottom corner. Champion, great. I don't want to say great player, but an important player forward. Remember when he first signed, that first few games before the injury, him, Perez, and Rondon up front, the 3 Spanish speakers worked really well together. Yeah. I think Miggy's, I love him.
Have you forgot to mention that PSG game? And let's not forget who scored the rest of the goals in that game as well.
Dan Burn
and Sean Longstaff, the three people that literally one of the pinnacles of our recent fandom. Like, all of us have supported them for what, 30, 40 years. And
70.
And like, literally, that you would probably put that night in one of your top 10 nights at St. James's Park, surely.
I covered that, stayed home.
Oh, you did. Sorry, brother. That was certainly one of mine.
That's only me that lines out. 2 amazing games.
Sorry, man.
Well, 2 lovely bottles, some lovely bottles of beer and a big old pizza. So I was a happy camper. I mean, still, it doesn't detract from it. It looks amazing on the telly. And you know, that comes across Barcelona 97. I didn't have a ticket. I couldn't afford to get tickets. I only 15. But like,
I thought you were going to say, was it Oasis?
We'll always talk about that night. We'll always talk about that night now.
Oh yeah, forever.
And it's like, yeah, no. We finished bottom of the group, whatever. But you know, it didn't. At one point, we were top of the group on the final day, so it was that tight. We got robbed away at the Parc de France, and I don't even want to talk about that. But like, I love the fact that doesn't matter how much you like him. He scored the first Champions League goal in over 20 years, and then Sean Longstaff goes on to score, and Dan Burn goes on to score. I know Fabian Schär's goal obviously will be the main one people talk about, but like them first 3 goal scorers, God, like you wouldn't even think they did anything of that note last season, because
there shouldn't be anywhere near the first team, apparently.
And it just, I mean, I saw some of the comments the other day, and look, I love that people watch this. I love being just a small part of it. It's class. But like the interaction and having conversation and discourse around Newcastle is what we're here to do. When I saw like last week, Decker agreeing with me and saying, I don't want Dan Burn to start left back at the start of the season. But even if we sign Guehi, he won't be bedded in. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts left back and when Guehi comes in, because he's got the leadership in that.
Yeah. There
was people in the comments being like, I'll stop watching. I'll do that. And I know they're probably saying it tongue in cheek, but I'm just like, well, again, Dan Burn, like, I know his limitations. I know that I've seen him get rinsed a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I've also seen him come up against really, really good wingers and give them knout. Yeah. And as much as it looks like he's running in sand sometimes, he's still a good player, and he's had a positive impact on our team. And I feel like I always go back to Joe Linton, and he proved me so wrong that now, unless you are absolutely shocking, I'm not gonna jump on the bandwagon and like shit on you because but like, because you got it in you to prove me wrong, and you care so much about this team.
Yeah.
So yeah, To answer your question, I really like Almiron.
People have just got very short memories.
Was that this week you asked that?
Yeah.
The three of them got off on one there. Like.
Just
What are your thoughts, Chris?
Sorry.
It's all right. Yeah, he was pretty average.
He wasn't there.
Sorry. No, I like Miggy. Do you know what it is though? Like, I love Miggy. I love everything he does. But I'm gonna throw a bit of a bomb in there.
Why does there have to be a but though?
There's always need to be a but.
There doesn't
There
always need to be a but.
There has been some moments where you can see why people get frustrated.
100%. 100%.
The one game that was that there against Paris where no.
It was at home to Milan, I think.
Where he should have used his left, and there's been moments, and unfortunately, sometimes those moments stick in people's minds.
But you can say that about every single player. Yeah. We've seen Alexander Isak has done the same. He's been 2 yards out from goal and missed.
It cost me 45 quid at the weekend.
You know, it happens. It's football. You cannot be amazingly brilliant every second of the game.
Unfortunately, with football, you'll always have a scapegoat. Yeah. You'll always will.
I found it hard to
defend 3 or 4 if you're Newcastle United.
Yeah, I found it hard to defend his performances in spells last season. Don't get me wrong. Like I wasn't actively trying to either. Like I was being realistic and saying he did have a shocker today. Same with people like Jacob Murphy. He had plenty of pretty bang average games last season. But again, I'm not gonna drag them over coals. Because I'm not saying you get to just live on past glories or anything, but at the same time, it's like some people were talking about him as if he was like one of the worst players we've ever had.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's like, what are you talking about? Not just given the fact he isn't, but also it's like his contributions. Like he doesn't deserve to be getting like some of the shit that you hear them shouting from the terraces sometimes. It's like, what's going on?
I think with football, and especially what we hear, like you said on the terraces and concourse and things like that, is there's no really middle ground.
Yeah, maybe that's the point. Best point.
The loudest voices are either going to be really positive or really negative about a player.
There's not much nuance, is there?
Yeah, and I feel as if when we're sat around this table, we're all pretty even when it comes to.
It depends.
Well, apart from you talking about Maxi,
or when that guy's talking about Longstaff,
yeah.
Or anyone who's entitled
those two players.
Jacob Murphy.
Those are the two players.
Or Dan Burn.
He has one. Chris.
Yes.
And Matty and Marco too. If you had to keep one of Murphy or Miggy, who would it be?
Murphy.
I'm going Murphy purely because you can play him like right wing back. Yeah. He's popped up on the left before as well. He's more of a utilising different ways.
I'm Murphy as well for what it's worth. Like.
And he looks like he's he's all well thought of, but he seems like quite a. He was next to Ben, leading them out on Saturday when they came out for the warm up, and he was like proper like our game time.
We're talking about all this thing that we would lose behind the scenes when we lose the likes of you mentioned Dummett, Matt Ritchie. You'll probably lose that if Murphy disappears.
Can I just say again, we did not mention Dummett in any of that.
I did.
But like
kept throwing him in there.
No, but I think Dummett probably did do things behind the scenes, but he shouldn't have been anywhere near the field.
He was in the leadership group.
He used to put the cones out, used to hand out the bibs.
The difference is Murphy is involved in the team as well.
I like him. I think he's a character.
Good finish on Friday night as well.
Murphy, yes, it was very good finish. Murphy, to me, feels like he's improving all the time as well. The Jacob Murphy that we signed, he wasn't as muscular as he is now for a start. He feels like he's got a bit quicker, a bit of pace. His decision making and ball in the box at the minute, over the past year, maybe 18 months, it's pretty good, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, I think that was always seen. Certainly, it was kind of perceived by me to be a weakness in his game. At the minute, he's ball in the box.
I think his decision making still a bit left to be desired. But it's like I know what you mean when he gets it right, and it's going to sound stupid, but like when he gets it right with his crossing. He gets a proper good shape on it. Yeah. In terms of he proper whips it in like Trippier-esque.
It helps though that you've a right-footed player playing on the right wing to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, 4-4-2.
He actually has he tries a few bit with his left foot as well.
That goal at Villa where it was no goal, wasn't it? Because he missed from like an inch out.
Yeah.
And he kind of squared it back across the goal in the left back, was it? Oh, the one that we were linked with, wasn't it? Scored the own goal from Everton. Went to Villa. When we got Matty Target, we got him. Probably not even
Digna.
Was that him that got the own goal?
I don't know.
It was someone like that. But I think I would keep Murphy ahead of Miggy. I think Murphy, I'm not saying that Miggy kind of isn't trying to get better, because obviously that's what footballers have to do. But I think Murphy's been more successful at it. I think he offers more, as you say, he can play as a wing back if we have to play 3 centre halves, if Guehi, Shearer and Burn or something like that. Like, so I like them both, but I think Murphy's my choice too.
It's odd that we haven't played Miggy in his historically preferred position for quite some time, have we?
When the number 10 role.
left side or centre.
Because when he first signed, everybody was talking about number 10 role, but he never really filled that because there was always somebody a bit better than him.
Barely ever. He played through the middle when Bruce would play him through the middle and Callum Wilson on the wing during the lockdown season.
He right. Do you know he doesn't have a right foot? Can anyone remember that goal he scored against Wolves, though? Just after he scored his first ever goal for Newcastle in a 1-1 draw.
I can't.
Weldy. Look it up. I wanted to put it on Twitter. I find it and put it on Twitter just to yeah, well, there's his right foot there. But yeah,
there's one clip.
You haven't seen it for another 3 years, but it's there, you know.
Gonna quickly fire through the next couple of questions really quick. Okay, so first one's from Callum Lewis. He says, anyone been to the new Stack fan zone yet? So I popped in on Sunday. It was rammed. I'll let everybody make up their own opinion before I go on a rant. But just to go back with what Bestie mentioned anyway, if you're planning on going there on a match day, especially after full time, you are not getting in there because it's going to be full anyway of people that haven't gone to the match. To get inside the Stack after the match, impossible.
You can't watch the games in there unless they're live on TV, whereas you can in Shearers. Possibly,
but I think it's still going to be busy with either people waiting for those that have been to the match and so on, or I just honestly, Bessie, I think
there'll also be an element of that. It's not even people that are going there because it's anything to do with the club, but they're going there because it's the Stack.
It's a new thing,
Normal night out has.
I think it will die down eventually, but I think it'll take well after the summer's gone.
I think match days is going to be for as long as it's there. It's only a temporary thing, isn't it? For a couple of seasons, 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I think as long as it's there on a match day, particularly after the game, it's going to be really busy.
Yeah, it's good to have the Stack back. I was always a big fan of Stack.
I'm very glad it's there. It'd be great. I think if you can get in there after a match and get a couple of beers, that could be great. The atmosphere will be good.
Live music on every single night of the week as well.
Taylor's doing it at one point.
Is he? I thought he would be there.
Gets me what I want. He gets me what I want, that lad. But I think it'll be grand. It looks really good. Like the pictures I saw that I took when he got the kids behind the bar and stuff.
That looked nice. Yeah,
I think they've done a pretty good job there. I'm looking forward to having the nose about.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see it because I've been watching it go up on a weekly basis.
What about the Stack?
So that's old age.
The tablets are working, Mark.
So it's been nice to see kind of the progression of it coming along.
So mature.
Next question. We'll end on this one. It's from.
No, Chris, not you. You had an opinion.
What?
You were going to canvass an opinion. I think I know. I'm not going to do it.
No, that's staying.
Was that the bomb you were going to drop in or what?
Yeah, people know. So people kick off. Yeah. People kick off about what I said in the WhatsApp group about the Stack. So I'm not.
Oh, right. Okay.
Have you been upsetting loads of people while I've been on holiday?
I've been really angry recently, mate. Yeah.
The last it's all right. I'm back. You don't need to be angry anymore.
The last question is from. Is that Geordie? Can you read that? Is that say Geordie Crow?
Geordie Croft. Oh man, when I worked in the Stag's Head, there was a fella called Geordie Crawford that used to serve.
Maybe him then.
No, it's like he died. I was like his funeral. You just shit yourself all the time.
You shit yourself all the time.
All the time.
He spoke a lot of shit.
Yeah, you used to get like Sam Fox round and stuff like that. And just...
I preferred Linda Lusardi.
He says, lads, what are you? I want one answer for you as quick as we can. So he says, lads, what are you looking most forward to this season? He personally cannot wait for Tonali's first goal.
He's already scored it?
Well, when he's back, he means. You just say when first goal back.
I guess just being back at St. James's Park. Proper easy answer, but it's just...
kind of how I feel a bit like, like Saturday's going to be lush just being... And I was there last Saturday, but being there and seeing Big Joe and Bruno together again. And I'm sorry, like you go, Matty.
No, it's just basically that. It's just all a massive part of our lives and just getting there with me dad, get there early. I always get a bit not emotional, but like when the first time you watch the lads walk out for the season, it's always just like the curtain raiser. It's always special when the first game's at home. Just hope we can get a result. Didn't realise Adam Lallana had re-signed for Southampton.
Does he actually?
Yeah, 36 years old.
He signs every summer.
They've also signed, speaking of former Sheffield United strikers, because we've just signed one.
David Hurst.
Brian Dean.
Close. Ben Burton Diaz.
Oh,
really?
They've just signed him as well, yeah.
Where was he at?
He was at Blackburn, did loads of goals, then went to Villarreal, didn't score a goal.
Yeah.
And then went to Sheffield United. Actually, I think he had an alright little spell with them.
He played well against us at St. James, but I don't believe he scored.
No.
I wish they would hurry up and sign Fraser.
Well, he was down there again at the weekend, but I don't know if that was just a standard.
He wants
visit down
that money. Like he wants a big chunk of that, like close to all the money that we owe him for the last year of his contract.
He wants the bag, doesn't he?
Wants that. There we go. There you go. That's a bit of youthful
bit of parlance
vernacular there. Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most, Mark?
I think I'm the same. Now, I normally miss the first game of the season because I'm normally on holiday, but went slightly earlier, and the season's just worked out nicely for us. So, but yeah, like obviously being away, I've missed all of the pre-season because it was the tour of Japan and then obviously the Sela games. So yeah, I haven't seen any of the pre-season at all. So,
I'm looking forward to the transfer window being closed. I'm really looking forward to that. I just wish you could just fast forward.
Is that after we've settled Gordon and Isaac?
Don't, man. But
I'm looking forward to giving Marc Guehi a really, really frosty reception when he pulls on the blue Chelsea shirt.
I'm straight on that angry.
and the other bloody, what's his face that the Nick from bloody Fulham from where as well?
I'm looking.
Imagine that at start Chelsea coming. They've got Tosin and bloody Guy.
Look, Remy up front again.
Came back to stick the knife in.
I'm in agreement with the gentleman that asked the question as well. Tonali, I think Tonali when he scores that first goal back, the one at St James's Park, because he will get on the score sheet at some point. If we had a roof, it'd blow right off.
Well, as I said, I think, and again, we'll end on a positive. If we do sign a certain centre back from Crystal Palace, and when Sven Botman's back, if we can field a team that is the spine of Nick Pope, Guehi, Botman, Tonali, Bruno, Joe Linton, Isak, Gordon, and even Harvey Barnes, even if it's not another.
Yeah. I can't believe you're disrespecting John Ruddy like that.
Well, he's all right. They were singing, but they're singing like John Ruddy's one of our road on Friday, so definitely like that. They thought there's only one John Ruddy, which I thought was pretty funny. But to see that team and see how it works, and whoever's playing left back or right back, that's a top team. And then let's say we are a top team in England now. We're a top 8 team. You can at least say that. One of like the last 2 seasons.
It's fairly like that. Fairly top 8.
Can I give you mine? Me opinion on what I'm not for to see. Anthony Gordon scoring at home.
Yeah,
I want to see, because he didn't get the summer he deserved. There's been all the talk and it's kind of money thing.
It even felt like that on Friday though. Friday, it seemed like a lot. Like it just felt even through the television screen that like everyone in the Gallowgate end was like buzzing to see Anthony Gordon put that in the back of the net. Do you know what I mean?
think he's genuinely over the past 12 months become like a world class footballer. I do think he is. And when he scores, I think he'll score. He might even score this Saturday, and it'll just the roof will come off, boys.
Do you know what it is? It's only just because you said that and mentioned Gordon being world class. It's probably been. You can argue who was the last player that went to the likes of Real Madrid, like English player, where you're thinking, fuck me, they're brave going there. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Gareth Bale would be Gareth Bale, wouldn't it?
He probably take
he was shopping Gordon abroad.
No, but like Real Madrid.
I could
you know
see.
what I mean?
I could see Gordon.
I think he's
if he
that
continues,
signing that you would expect.
Yeah.
Real Madrid
just
to
signed
go
someone.
No, I don't think
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah. Oh yes.
No, he's from Wolves.
Sound kid called Mbappe as well. He seems pretty good.
Bellingham is that he's never really had that extended amount in time in the Premier League.
Wasn't he? Birmingham and then he moved straight abroad.
That's what I mean. Then he went abroad. Whereas to have an established Premier League player to make that move,
Gravison,
it's something that it just feels different, doesn't it? Like
Julian Forbear.
I think growing up, like my memories of like Beckham going over there, McManaman went over there as well. Woodgate,
obviously, Michael John from Woodgate. Yeah,
I think honestly, you know what? I hate saying
those latter two went very good at Real Madrid.
Is that sort of player?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't think
he
maybe he is
the world on fire. Him like
I think he would. But I can't wait to see him scoring forward against St James's. It'll be lush because he'll get it's like. It's a redemption story. Joe Linton's is the big one because he was shy forward. Now he's great forward. Where Gordon, we hated him, but since we signed him, I think everyone straight away was on board. Even though that first half of the season was a little bit it took me a little while to get going.
Yeah.
But last season, like there's not a single person in St James's Park now that we're happy to see him go. Which is unusual. There's always
he's amazing.
He's class. I love him, mate. And I'm rooting for him.
I'm going to end it there. Thanks everybody.
I'm also looking forward, just before you quickly do, to seeing if we can get the salt and pepper chicken and chips and curry sauce in the Gallowgate.
Can't get in the Gallowgate. It's already been
just in the Premier. What you call this?
I'm looking forward to
posh seats in the middle.
I'm looking forward to when it's really loud in the corner and looking over at you two when she's not singing.
Ew! Whoa!
And Mark like,
wait, always sing. What are you talking about?
I always sing.
How can you see our mouth?
I've got very good eyesight.
We always sing. What are you talking about?
Definitely always sing.
No, I'm not having it.
I mean, Mark always chanting. What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm not having that. Like
You're never chanting.
I'm the
You're never
loudest.
there.
we only,
That's
we
true, though, huh?
whenever we look, you're doing nothing except this.
That's what I saw you doing at the cup final.
That's all he does. That's
All
all he does.
That's what you do.
Politely claps.
I'm a gentleman.
Like the Queen. Thanks, everybody. Been a pleasure.
Even after he's been the top.
I'm not quite that bad, yes.
We're going right. Just like the video means a lot to us as well. Become a subscriber. It costs you nothing to do that. If you want to give an extra bit back, you can become a member. It's $2.99 a month. Yes,
Is Decker back next week?
Decker is back next week. Yes.
Oh, no, I'm gonna miss. I'd love to have Matty on it.
Thanks, man. It's been lovely. It's been emotional. It's been
Next time somebody's ill or
cathartic.
on holiday.
I might have
Matthew
if I have
can
it
take
next
over.
Monday, I can Matty. I was like,
It rotated.
Take a week off.
I'm always here. Lads.
I enjoy Matty's company. Like,
I'll be here in spirit anyway.
Thanks, everybody. See you later. Ta-ra.